Welcome to episode 11 of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. In this episode, we're going to be taking a look at education. So I've already unlocked education between episodes. That costs $2,000 and took 12 hours. I've also built some buildings up here as well. So we're going to start off by getting ourselves a nice classroom. We're going to have two classrooms in the end. We're going to have this one over here and this one here as well. And these require a desk and also a some school desks as well. So I believe there needs to be 20. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. And we'll bob in the office desk just at the bottom here in the middle, and we'll do the same on this side. They're only $30 each, these, so it's fine. We'll pop these in and get these all set up. So this means we can run like general education, like maths, English, science, that kind of stuff that the prisoners can learn, and therefore that helps to reduce their reoffending rate. So if you look on prison grading, this is our current reoffending rate of 49%. If you reform prisoners more, they're less likely to reoffend, and this is one of the ways of doing it, having classrooms. So we'll start that off. So we'll get our guys sorting those out. And I've already took a grant as well, the Education Reform Programme, so I've unlocked education. Once these have been sorted out, build a classroom will go off as well. 20 school desks, 15 prisoners need to do the foundation education course. So we go into reports and programs, and we've already got a workshop safety going, a kitchen safety, and some parole hearings. But we can also do this, which is a foundation education program. Many inmates lack even the basic foundation in reading, writing, and math skills. This course brings inmates up to that level. Passing allows prisoners to work in the library, which is one that we're going to create as well in this episode. So it takes 3 hours. It's led by a teacher, so we'll start that off. No equipment, so we're currently waiting for, I'm probably going to do 2 a day. We're currently waiting for these to be built by our workmen, wherever our workmen are at the moment. What are they doing? What have they got? School desks. So we've got loads of jobs going on at the moment for the workmen. Let's see our jobs list. Jobs. Operate garbage. Dismantle trees. So some of them are doing the office desk stuff. So you can see here, for example, this guy's bringing it in. So they are getting to it, and once that's done, we'll be able to have our education programs. So we can look at the other room types. So another one for education type thing is the library, which is a really good one as well. So the library, your prisoners will be able to take books from the library, take them to their cells, and they'll be able to read them, and that will help towards their recreation. So if we look at needs, so they're like literacy need and their recreation need will be helped by the library. So the library requires library shelves and sorting desks. So if we I believe it also, if you put tables in, they put books that haven't been sorted on there as well. And then the sorting desks along here. And then we bob in these, which are little shelving units, like so. Pop these in. You can hear the forestry working there in the background as well. And I think if we put, yeah, I'll leave them tables in there actually. Should we put another one in? I think that'll do for the minute. So we've got that as well, so they're going to start building that. And that's connected to a door servo which is currently active, which I believe is the work regime, so they will be able to work in the library. And work's also the time they go to the classrooms as well. So we can connect this one, which is the door timer for work. We can connect that over to the classrooms doors as well to keep those open. Okay, so we have our guys. We have our classroom, we have our 20 school desks. So now we can go to our programs, reschedule our programs, and you can see there that our foundation education course is underway. So that's between 2 and 5 p.m. So tomorrow will be our first education program as well. So you see all this down here as well, all of the workshop working well. So we go into logistics, we can see prison labour, and here as well, and they also work in the library, so I need to make sure those jobs are in as well. So we've got loads of places for the prisoners to work. Now between episodes I've also added some of these fences around different areas as well, and I think it's probably about time we started getting a cell block in as well, so we can get some more prisoners. So I've laid it out already using the planning tool here, so you can see the planning tool, you can like drag and make different areas. And in my time playing Prison Architect over the last couple of years, I found that this is a really good way of doing it. So what I'm going to show you is basically what I believe is the best way of laying out cell blocks. Now other people might think this is a rubbish way to lay out cell blocks, but you know, this is what I found works best over the time that I've been playing it. So first I'm just going to add in these gates like I do everywhere, so the gardeners can get to the grass areas that will be put in there eventually. And what I do, you may have noticed this as I've been going along, I don't know if I've mentioned it though. Basically, I put all security buildings in concrete, and I put all other buildings in brick. So you can see the reception, security reception area, the holding cell, the parole room, and the security room are all in concrete rather than brick. And also our holding cells are as well. Now what I do is I make all my cell blocks out of concrete as well. So get that in and get our guys building that as well. I'm just going to stick a staff door on here so they can get a little bit easier access to those areas, and it requires an entrance, so I'll speed up the process there. So I need some large scale doors just on these sides here, and also here as well. So what I'm going to do is get a concrete wall, bob it there, because I put metal detectors in as well, and there as well. Now there should be a grant for this, so if I go into my grants list, I should be able to get a cell block A grant. the basics are up and running. Now it's time to build your first cell block and transfer the existing prisoners into cells of their own. Raise your prisoner capacity to 15. So we take that, so we've now got our grant as well, so we can get this underway. It's getting a bit dark at the moment. I just want to bring in, actually under intake in the morning, I want to bring in 2 more guys. Because we're currently at 28 and we can take 30, and I just need to make sure that my daily cash flow stays up there as well. So we finished the library? Yeah. You see, even though there's tables, they're just dumping the books on the floor, which... yeah. So I might as well get rid of the tables because they're not using them. That's a bug. Introversion might want to look at that. If you put a table in there, they should put those on the table, not dump them on the floor. But obviously our guys have got to pass their education program before they can get work in the library. And also when we get to tasers as well, our taser rollout, our staff have to pass a taser certification course first in a classroom before they can have a taser. But we'll get to that in a future episode. And our guys are in here building the foundations. I'm just going to get rid of the to-do list so I can see a bit better. Down here, I'm just going to add in our metal detectors. This just makes sure that if anything has been stolen throughout the prison by our prisoners, that we can find it before they get back to their cells with it, basically. Alright, that looks good. So we need some electricity in here. Like so. We need to take it all the way out to there as well. And we also need some pipes. So where's the nearest pipes? Over here. So bring it down here, and into the cell block like so. Now I like to put toilets and showers in every cell myself, so just gonna do it like so. And that is all our utilities that we're gonna need. So they're all getting those installed for us as well. I'm just gonna put the dirt under these so it matches. I'm sure I've got a little bit of OCD, to be honest, because I do like everything to match and everything to look nice and everything to be all symmetrical and things like that. So, oh, we're getting some light in as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using my concrete walls and building up these cell blocks. So a cell block requires a bed, it requires a toilet, which is going to be here. I'm going to put a shower in as well. So they both require drains. And I'm going to put doors on those as well. And I believe that's about it, apart from obviously the jail door itself. So I can make that a cell. And make that a shower right there. And enclosed by walls, yeah, so the last thing we need is a jail door. Now these jail doors open automatically, so you don't need like a guard to open them, because they'll open when the prisoners are allowed out the cells, and will close when they're not allowed out their cells. So I'm just going to wait for them to finish building that before I'm just going to leave that locked open for the second, but I will put a door servo on it, and I'm going to put that as locked shut, so no prisoners can escape through this area, because I'm going to get rid of this staff door now, and this fence as well, and I don't want prisoners escaping out of this area in here. So in these different areas I've marked out here, so that's basically the middle, and then I've marked it out into quarters, more or less. Well, 2s and 3s. But basically, these are going to have phone booths on them, and the ones in the middle are going to have CCTV cameras on them. So our guys can contact their families, and we can listen in using our wiretap, and we can also see what's going on using CCTV as well. That's already in there. So we're just waiting for all this to be installed at the moment. That in there. In there. Need to put my metal floors in these areas. And this area as well. So here we are with our very first cell. So I'm just going to go through. I wish I had the clone tool. Clone tool's really cool. How much is the clone tool? 1,500. I can spend that better. But basically, use the clone tool to clone this and basically just press and it'll just make cells for you. But it's a little bit expensive for what it does, in my opinion. Obviously, when we get more money and I start doing cell blocks a lot, it's probably going to be worth it. But for the minute, I'm not going to worry too much about it. So, bobbin drains, like so. Get these cells sorted out so we can move more prisoners in. What's up with this guy? Drugs. So at least they're doing their little education program there. So once they pass that, they can work in the library and we can start getting these library shelves sorted out. Okay, so CCTV needs wiring up and so does the phone tap as well. So I can bob the phone tap on. I did want to have a separate phone tap for these actually. How much is that? 1,000. Bob it there or there. I'll bob it there. And this one's going to be for all the cell blocks basically. So I'm going to use those for all the cell block areas. Once that phone tap gets installed, we can start setting those up. And CCTV, I could do another CCTV monitor just for the cells as well. So I'm going to bob that in. All the cell blocks are basically going to have, because there's going to be a lot of cell blocks, so you're going to need those areas. Okay, so we'll bob in our cells, bob the shower in there, the cell there, and the shower in there. So the only thing we need to do is add the doors in. And I'm going to do that. Oh dear. Electricity failure. Okay. That's bad because that power station has enough capacitors on it, so we need another one. And how much are these? $5,000. But I'm going to put it here because this is basically a useless area at the moment. It's basically just another delivery section at the moment, so I was waiting to use it. So I'll get rid of this deliveries area here because we already got one here, and I'm basically going to make it into the new little power area. So I'm going to put power in there, and I'm going to put in for the moment, I'm just going to put in 2 capacitors, get that installed, and then we can turn the power back on, because our prisoners are not going to be happy if we've got no power. They're going to start kicking off, I can assure you of that. There's one thing prisoners don't like, it's being in the dark. So while that's happening, I'm just going to go in and fill these walls in, because our guys can do that while they're waiting for the electricity to come back on. I believe that's now installed, so I can go and turn it on. But I do need to wire the place up differently now, because these have separate wiring controls. So if I cut power to this, so if I cut power here and here, so that all goes to there, and then I cut power here and join these together, that should be enough, because I'm going to take all these off that power station, so therefore we should have enough power. Famous last words. Famous last words. So we need to wait for our guys to sort that out, but they are getting on with these walls in the meantime. So they're all in there. Gonna get these in here. Some nice little cells. Get the showers. Probably not going to be able to finish this cell block in this episode, but we'll definitely get it finished in the next episode. I can probably get these 5 cell blocks done. These cells done. So get those in. Hopefully we can get the power back on. We disconnected those yet. Disconnected that, disconnected that. That's not connected yet. That's disconnected though. So I can do that. And if I turn this on, it should work. Please stay on. Yep. Okay, so we took enough power off that one. So we took all this area off that one and given it to this new one here. So you see it goes a different colour for the different pipes. So that one's okay. That's got 4 bars left. That's fine. And this one's going to be fine as well. Hopefully with just those 2 capacitors for the moment. I just don't want to spend too much money on power, really. Okay, so we got our 5 cells in here. I just need to add in the doors there. I like them to have a little bit of privacy when they're using the toilet and the shower. Bob in the metal floors. And there we have 5 cells. So I'm going to put my jail doors in now on these 5 doors. So then they can start being used by the prisoners. And I'm going to wire up this wire tap as well to all the phone booths in all of the cell blocks. And also I'm going to wire up my second CCTV monitor to the CCTV in the cells as well. That's now working, that's working as well. There's no lights in these, is there? Oh, nope. Maybe that 2 capacitors wasn't quite enough. Alright, so in the next episode we're going to start off by fixing this little power issue down here. We're also going to get this cell block 100% finished as well. And hopefully we're going to start getting some of our guys working in the library. So that's it for this episode of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!